How much does it really cost to live in Detroit? Now, if you're a planner and a budgeter like me, then you probably want to know all the details before moving to a city like Detroit, Michigan. So in this video, we're going to talk about just that, how much it costs to live in Detroit. Stay tuned. What's up, everybody? It's Nick Selsky with Community Choice Realty right here in Metro Detroit, Michigan. Now, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is about working, eating, sleeping, living, playing, and how much it really costs to live here, then do me a favor and hit the subscribe button, hit the little bell so that you're notified every time I upload a video. Now, honestly, I get so many people calling me trying to relocate to the area, and I absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving here, give me a call, shoot me a text, send me an email, or even send the pigeon carrier. However you want to get a hold of me. Just know that I've got your back when it comes to living and moving to the Metro Detroit, Michigan area. Alright, so let's knock the elephant out of the room and let's just talk about housing first. As of March 2021, the median price to purchase a home in Detroit is about $65,000. Now, if you're actually looking to relocate to the area, you're going to want to do a little bit of homework here or get someone to help you out like myself. So there's definitely pockets in Detroit that cost less. There's pockets that cost more. Obviously, the closer you want to get to downtown, it's going to cost you a little bit more money because that's a hotter area. That's where all the entertainment is. That's where everybody wants to be. Now, if you're going to be farther out from downtown, that's obviously where the prices start to get, a little bit less expensive. But there's also going to be trade-offs there too. Obviously, prices have been going up over the past months and even the past years. So regardless of the prices, now is still a great time to purchase a home if you're able to in the area. Now, if you're a renter, then you're going to be looking at around somewhere an average size apartment or studio of around 800 square feet. Now, how much is that going to run you? The average price right now for something like that is going to be about $1,100 a month. So you just really got to shop around in the area and really get a feel for where you want to be. Now, obviously, the closer you are to downtown, where all the professionals are, that's where all the businesses are, that's where it starts to cost a little more if you're a renter. Now, if you're renting and you want to be in downtown because you want to be close to work, it's probably going to run you somewhere close to $1,500 to $1,600 a month. Now, is that a lot? It could be, depends. So if it's going to cut down on your costs of driving, say you live close or you work in say you work at GM or you work for Deloitte or you work for Quicken Loans, they're huge over there, and you want to walk there, or they got those sweet scooters that you could take. So if you want to live there and you just want to go that route, by all means do it. It's totally worth it because if it cuts down on your drive and it makes sense to you, go for it. Have fun. Enjoy it. It's the city, for crying out loud. It's Detroit. You're going to love it one way or another. There's plenty to do there. So why not take the chance? Obviously, if you don't want to actually stay in Detroit, there's plenty of great cities outside of Detroit in the suburbs that would be perfect for anybody. I myself live in one of the suburbs of Detroit, and I absolutely love it here. I couldn't recommend it more. I love the city, but I like my privacy too. So I try to move out a little bit further, but hey, Detroit is only a short 35 minute drive away from here. So if I want to go during the weekend, or if I want to catch one of the games, at, Ford Field, or catch the Pistons or the Red Wings at Little Caesars Arena, that's just practically a hop, skip, and a jump away. All right, so obviously if you're going to be getting a home or renting a home, you're going to have to pay for utilities. So that's our next topic of discussion, is how much do the utilities cost on average per month? So when you're moving to Michigan or you're living in Michigan, our weather is like crazy. One day we got winter weather, the next day it's fall, the next day it's summer, and then the next day after that, we're back to the winter time. So our bills can be crazy when it comes to, the utilities. Not really, but still, it's Michigan. You obviously know if you live here. But anyways, on average, if you're going to be living in the Detroit area, average utility bills are going to be somewhere about $170 a month. Now, what does that cover? That's going to be your gas, that's going to be your electricity. And we're talking about probably about two people, and somewhere between $1,200 maybe even 1,500 square feet of a home. And that's if you like it either really, really cold during the summer or really, really warm in the wintertime. Now, if you want to throw in the water bill in there, you're probably going to be looking at somewhere between, say, $40 to $50 a month extra. Now, so obviously, if you're renting or if you live in a condo, that could be included in your rent already. So you may not even have to worry about that. But if you purchase a home, then that's obviously an expense you're going to have to account for. So if it was me, I'd probably budget at least $50 a month just for that water. Now, obviously, it could be more, it could be less. Who knows? It just depends on how much you use. All right, so let's talk about the next huge expense that catches a lot of people off guard when they move to the city of Detroit. Now, this is probably going to be an outrageous expense, and you're going to find this out if you ever live in the city or if you already do. Car insurance. The average cost of car insurance for a year is roughly over $5,000. It's in the low fives. I'm not going to lie. It's crazy. It's outrageous. Now, the reason for that is, well, who knows? It's Detroit, right? It's a big city. A lot of stuff happens, but a lot of people do end up not liking the area or living in the area, I should say, just because the car insurance prices are just sky high. And it's been an ongoing battle over many years. And it seems like all they do is really just talk about it and not really make any changes. So who knows? If that's something that's important to you, especially if you're paying that much per year for something that could be allocated towards something better. Now, obviously, it's not the entire state of Michigan that has the highest, crazy prices for car insurance. But, if you do go out in the suburbs, just know that it gets significantly cheaper. There's better options out there. So just keep that in mind for your budget. I know if you're like me, you probably calculate everything, try to get an idea and plan ahead. And that's probably, a very smart thing to do because you don't want to be blindsided by it. All right, now, obviously, if you're going to be living in the city of Detroit or anywhere around there, you're curious about how much the food is going to cost. You probably, you got to feed yourself. We all get hungry. We got to eat. Might have a family, might be two of you, might just be just you. So anyways, on average, you want to expect to pay somewhere around $350 to $400 a month on food. Now, groceries aren't the most expensive in Detroit, I would say, compared to the rest of the United States. But we're also definitely not the cheapest, but we've got affordable options for everybody. You've got your farmers markets, you've got your regular markets, you've got your grocery stores, you've got convenience stores. All in all, you're going to be paying somewhere around $350 to $400 a month. You can make it work. Now, obviously, if you're feeding a big family, you're probably going to want to spend a little bit more money. But it all depends and it all works out in the end. So as long as you budget for it, you'll be good. You can make it work. Now, if you're still freaking out about the car insurance cost in Detroit, then have no fear because you've got options. Obviously, you have the option. You could you could use Uber, you could use Lyft. You could even walk if you wanted to, but there are other options there. If you wanted to, you could take one of the MDOT buses. Those go around everywhere. And it'll cost you maybe a few bucks, but hey, it's totally worth it compared to paying, for the car insurance. Now, if you're a parent, you're probably wondering, how much does daycare cost? Now, daycare is one of those really, really tricky yet extremely expensive things. So if you're going to be living in the city of Detroit, you're probably going to be looking somewhere around $800 plus a month, depending on where you end up going, who you end up finding. But let's be real, parents, we all know that that's a huge, huge, huge expense. So plan for it ahead of time before you move out this way. I mean, daycare, no matter what, wherever you're going to go, it's probably going to be up that high. All right, so let's talk about another big thing. Now, this isn't really much of an expense thing, but it's definitely something that's important for everybody. Careers, right? So what's out there in the city of Detroit? You've got a lot of options, let me tell you. We touched up on this a little bit earlier. GM is out there. Deloitte is out there. There's a lot of finance companies out there. If you're a CPA, you've got your big three that are out there. You've got options. But one of the big finance companies that is really well known around, around here is Quicken Loans, and they probably employ I would say probably the most people in the area. All right, let's talk about something fun now. Let's talk about that entertainment category. Now, if you're going to be moving, relocating, or even if you're just visiting Detroit, you are in for a treat because there is so much to do there. Honestly, if you want to go watch some sports, we've got the Red Wings there, we've got the Pistons there, we've got the Lions there. You know, the reason for some of my gray hair. Anyways, if you're not into sports, we've got casinos down there. Or if you're just big into the food and bar scene, you have so many options, so many varieties, and probably some of the best restaurants that either are well known or aren't well known. But you're gonna love every bit of it because you have a huge variety to choose from. Now, the average cost of a meal at one of these restaurants can be anywhere between, say, 12 to 20 bucks, on average. And they're good sized portions and they'll fill you up and they're gonna be delicious. But if you're like me, you wanna go down there, you wanna enjoy it, have a good time with friends, you're probably gonna go and check out the bar scene. Now, you've got so many bars to check out, and honestly, the options there, outrageous. Probably got a bar for everybody out there, right? So check it out. The drinks are great. The crew is great. The scene is great. You're going to have a ton of fun. All right, so just a quick recap on what we talked about in today's video, which was how much it really costs to live in Detroit, Michigan, where we talked about your housing expenses, we talked about your food budget, we talked about your utilities, we even talked about probably one of the most silent killers of any budget when it comes to living in Detroit, Michigan, which is your car insurance expense, which nobody expects to be so high. But again, if you're looking to move to the area, you got to reach out to me to find that perfect area for you. Now, in order to do that, you got to give me a call. You got to send me a text message, send me an email, or even send a pigeon carrier. However you decide to reach out to me, just know that I've got your back when it comes to living in the Metro Detroit, Michigan area. Now, until the next video, I'll catch you guys later.